Welcome back to another episode of Projects and Problems. This one actually started off a little differently. It started off as a problem and turned into a project. What you're seeing here is what a washing machine can do if there is a leak. So they're looking beneath the washing machine. The water has been running down the walls. And at this point, I had to make a decision. Was I going to write the check and call in a professional or take on this project? So I took on the project. There it is. Getting all happy because I thought I figured out what the problem was. I really thought I had it, and I'm yelling and screaming in the last video. I go put some washers on all of the connections. I go to start the washing machine, and I'm ready to start it up. And I go behind and I look, and to my surprise, it's still leaking. It was a failed plumbing repair. And that brings you to today. Today I had to make a decision. Do I write the check or do I continue working on this project? And as I was thinking, I noticed a little bit of water just kind of seeping out of that handle. That's the valve to turn the hot end water off. And the water was seeping out. So if I change the valve, could that be the problem? Well, I don't know, but let me slow it down. I was talking really fast. Welcome to the channel. I take on projects. Sometimes these projects have some embedded problems. I work it out, I fix it, and I move on to the next. So it's called Projects and Problems. I do a lot of car things. I do a lot of plant things. I take on just regular house projects that people would either write the check for or just not even tackle. So welcome, and hopefully you'll enjoy. All right, project family. First things first. I had to go get some supplies. So I go to the big box store and I pick up another package of washers just in case if I need it. It's $2. And I picked up this valve. This valve was about $32, but fixes my problem, well worth the money. And you know how you go to the stores and the supermarkets and up front by the cash registers, they have all the quick items they want you to buy, the magazines, the gum, the candy. Well, the gum and the candy you dare not ask your parents to buy when you're a kid, but as you get older, they got this stuff up front. And can I pass it up? Well, I can, but I didn't. This will show up somewhere on an episode of Projects and Problems. I do plan to plant these indoors, at least at the moment, but I digress. First thing you have to do is turn the water off. Since the main supply goes right to the bathroom, it's very easy for me to turn the water off in the bathroom, and I leave that valve open. So when I take off these supply lines, it will not just squirt all over the place. So I'll take off the wrap, and these are my hoses. There I am touching the water. I feel vindicated. Like I think I am going to fix this because I was ready to write the check. All right. Black left, gray right, black left, gray right. One is hot, one is cold. Wanted to make sure. That's usually what I do. I say these things like black left, gray right, almost like a football play. So here I am taking off the hoses. Let me speed it up. That was fairly simple. Now I'm going to take off the two screws that hold the valve. So screw on the right, came out easily. Screw on the left, came out easily. So what had happened was, as I removed that screw, I dropped my screwdriver. And if you don't have a magnet, you need to have yourself a magnet. Get a magnet. That magnet has like a telescoping pole. You pull it out, stretches at least 3 feet. Everyone needs a magnet. So here I am fishing out my screwdriver because I really didn't feel like moving the washer or dryer. And success. Need a magnet. And not only you need a magnet, you need to know where it is at all times. There's no point having a magnet if you can't find it when you need it. All right, so here I am taking off the other screw. Fun fact, I actually dropped the screw also, and I tried to use the magnet to pick it up, and the magnet wouldn't work. So I actually had to move the washing machine and dryer anyway. Just a fun fact, but here we go. I'm only showing you one of the two screws for a reason. I could actually see the other one down there. Oh, look, I am going to show you how I'm trying to pick up the second one. Oh, that's a fail. Try it again. That's a fail. Try it again. That's a fail. All right, dude, that's enough. All right. Here I am Valve body is off. Nice and simple. It's perfect. And for this, I'm not going to actually replace the other brass valves that are there. I'm only going to replace what's up top. So here I am, my little portable workbench. I plan to make the product I bought look like the one I'm removing. If you made it this far, at some point during this video, I will tell you approximately how much I saved if this all works out. Yeah, I don't want to be presumptuous, so let me wait until actually I get the work done. But yeah, there's some money to be saved. And not only that, I did increase the value of the property and the value of the washing machine dryer by doing some other stuff. Just keep watching and you'll see. There we go. Look at that. It's perfect. Now, fun fact, those screws will not work in the valves that are there. So I have to use the old screws and replace the washers from the screws that I removed. Here I am realizing that, like, wait a minute, this is not going to work. Part of projects and problems. Looks like I got ashy knuckle syndrome too. Oh boy, why do I need glasses? Oh. This is me realizing that these screws are totally different. Why are they different? Should they be different? Now I'm second guessing. Did I get the right thing? All part of projects and problem. For those of you who have never actually done a voiceover, this is pretty interesting because what I'm doing is I am basically telling you everything that's going through my mind at the time. What am I thinking about? All right, so I'm going to use one of my tools, my little pick, to take off the old rubbers. Hey, do you guys realize that these rubbers fail and everyone knows it? Like, can't we make a material that won't fail under pressure and temperature? Oh, I'm sorry, we do make those materials. They're on the space shuttle. My bad. Just like in a car engine, if you have materials that won't fail, then the car engines will not fail. Because the materials that fail in a car engine are gasket materials, they're rubbers, they're plastic. It's not the metal. The metal doesn't fail. But the reason why you don't have these advanced materials, it's all about money. They want these machines to fail. Case in point, back in the days, we used to actually have mufflers on cars that would fail. The tailpipe would rust out, car would be really loud, you get a new system, but today you don't see that. Why? Because they changed the material. Case in point. All right, so here I am. You can't put the new parts back in a dirty area. Just like I'm cleaning over here, I actually have to clean underneath the washer and dryer too. So here I am with a fast clean. Again, using my favorite microfiber cloths. So getting back to materials that fail on a regular. Another one, pet peeve, windshield wipers. Why can't we make a material that will not fail through multiple seasons and weather? Like, again, space shuttle people, we make these products that go up in space and that are in intense heat and cold. We do it already. All right, let me come back. Here I am. All right, so now I'm just replacing the old rubbers. I should call them washers. Let's be a little technical today. The old washers, I'm taking them off the screws and I'm putting the new washers on the new screw. There's no compatibility issues. They fit fine. The problem is just that the new screws do not fit into the valves over there. They don't fit. Are those even called valves? I don't know, because the actual valve body's up top. Those just might be fittings. All right. And let's put the screws in. I'm learning so much about not just, these projects and problems, but recording this stuff, the lighting issues, and it's a lot that goes into making these videos. Shout out to people who've been doing this for a long time. So you put the screw in the top left, you put the screw in the top right, and after you do that, you make sure that valve is closed. So what I did was I probably looked inside that little valve. So when I pull the handle, what happens? And if I pull the handle to close the valve, a little ball should rotate and close it. And when I open it, a ball should rotate and open it. So that's what I did. I turned the water back on. I made sure that valve was closed, and I'm checking for leaks. Those are my special leak detecting glasses. So now I'm putting the hose on. I'm feeling fairly confident that I'm beating this problem, but I'm not thinking too far ahead. And what I'll probably do is kind of fast forward as I hook up all these hoses. Remember, yep, there we go. Hook up the hoses, wipe off all the excess moisture, so when I put the water through it, now I can test for leaks. Because if I wipe off all the moisture and I open up the valve and I let water into the lines and it's leaking, it'll be very easy for me to check it out. All right, so I'm running the machine, and now I'm getting fancy. So now that I know I fixed the problem, right? So now I have to clean up the area beneath the dryer, just all kind of things, and it gets stuck underneath the dryer. And that dryer vent, I'm replacing that dryer vent. I don't know if you know about dryer vents, but you get a lot of lint that gets built up in the dryer vent, and that's how these dryers catch on fire. So make it a practice of replacing not just the flexible vent, but the vent that actually goes outside. The only reason why I'm not replacing the one outside, I did it last year, and I'll probably do it again during the summer. So here I am doing a fast wipe down, cleaning it. Microfiber, I'm using a bucket, maybe some dishwashing liquid, about a quarter in my, like a quarter size in your palm of your hand. That's about how much I use for half a bucket, which is a gallon. And I bought this flexible vent, and I don't like it. I don't like it. This is the old one. See how rigid the old one is? Like, I love the old one. I actually thought about cleaning it and keeping it, but no, I wanted something fresh. And in the summertime, in a few more months, I'm probably going to go and replace it again with a hose of my liking and replace the actual vent that goes outside. But for today, I am going to keep the that's the new hose. See, it's a little small accordion. You have to fit it over the sleeve. And then I used a clamp. It's a 4-inch hose and a 4-inch hose clamp. Use a clamp, pull it out just a little bit. All right. Croc City, y'all. So what's going on here? Oh, so now I'm getting fancy. So now that I know that I fixed the problem, I went to the big box store and I'm replacing hoses. Hoses getting replaced. The black hose is getting replaced for either a blue or a red. Blue, cold water. Red, hot water. So I'm saving all this money by doing the repair myself. Why not go and do the maintenance? Why not go and replace the flexible line on the dryer vent? Why not go and replace the hose? I mean, these things are pennies when you compare it to a service bill. So I'm just putting back into the house. And those hoses, they fail. And when they fail slowly sometimes. And then it leaks and it causes a mess. And in my opinion, like the damage that these little water hoses make over time, it's crazy. You just have to replace it and stay up on the hoses and the washers. So I chose to make it pretty. I'm choosing to clean up that area. As you can tell how I clean up that. This is my way of cleaning up everything. Okay, so now I attach the dryer vent to the back of the dryer using a hose clamp, and I'm doing a final wipe down. chizTV. Anyone notice the gear, the attire? Check him out. He got the hoodie. He got the pants. He's got his own branding. I got to make sure I don't show anything else. But he's got his own branding. Why should I wear someone else's brand when I could wear my own? Think about it. All right, so the only thing I don't like is when you push this dryer back. There's a couple of things you don't want to do. You don't want to kink your dryer hose, and you don't want the existing lines to interfere. So that gray line that's going to the dryer, you're asking, why do you need to have a water line going to the dryer? That's because it's a steam dryer. So it needs a little bit of water to create steam in certain cycles in the dryer. So it's a steam dryer, it gets a line. So here I am just making sure that everything is pushed back, it's level. The last thing I want as a dryer to do is to be all shaky. Now I'm peeking over and I'm looking at the dryer vent. I'm making sure it is not kinked. Everything looks really good. I'm checking my hoses. I had a chance to clean behind it. Like if you have appliances and you haven't pulled it out and looked in a long time, there are 2 appliances in your kitchen. Oh my gosh, refrigerator and stove. If you haven't pulled it out, take a look at it and you'll be surprised. Here I am. I have a dryer that works. The dryer's on the left, a washer that works. I am checking for leaks. There I am using the hand. I'm feeling it nice and dry. And hey, this is what it looks like downstairs. I couldn't just leave that area unfinished downstairs, and nor was I going to patch it up tonight, because if it decides to leak again, I can just pull off that plastic and I can see it leaking. So I'm going to keep this like this for probably another 1 to 2 weeks. And then that'll be another project video of me putting sheetrock in that area and painting. Before I forget, I did say how you're going to save money, right? So let me tell you a little bit about the game. Here it is. I spent $31 for the valve, $2 for the fittings. So that is $33. At a minimum, $33 could have fixed this job, right? If I would have called a plumber in, I guarantee I would have been at least $250 just for the service call, and that 33 times 4 would have been $120 something. So we're looking at about $370 would have been my service call if I'm lucky. So I went and I spent an additional $20 for the red and blue hose. Then I spent another $10 for the flexible dryer hose. So all in all, I spent $63 and I did a complete job. I did a job better than if I would have called in a professional. So I won. But thank you all for watching and following me on this story, because you know it's all about the story. And if you like this sort of content, please subscribe now. Hey, tell a friend.